Okay, keep going. She said, that doesn't count, I wasn't there. You have to do it in front of me, or that's not a wedding. So a week later, my sister, who was a travel agent, got 16 family members, cabins, all in a row together, and we got married on a cruise ship in front of my mother. So every year for about 15 years, we got a check on her anniversary, not the one we celebrate. I think that's pretty funny, but she celebrated the week that she was there, and we celebrate the week before. So now she passed away. So my husband said, you know, we really have 2 anniversaries, don't we? And I said, oh, does that mean 2 presents? He said, no. So that isn't what it meant. But we celebrate 2 different, March 17th and March 25th as our wedding anniversaries. So I think that's funny. But anyway, we're going to go on now with some other stuff. So my stuff, because I wanted you to know what a soulmate's like. So these are some of the questions people ask me. Now, I put together 1,500 couples, and that's 3,000 people. That's 1,500 people who are soulmates. Some of them aren't still together because maybe one died or they got a divorce or different things happened. But I have those scrapbooks that prove that I did do that. So here's what people ask me. What's a soulmate look like? Well, it could be anybody. 2 women could be soulmates if they click. Doesn't mean you're gay, it just means something, and that person and you are so together. It could be a mother and a child. It could be 2 guys. It doesn't mean gay, it means you connect. So what kind of work will they be involved in? How do I know? That's not on your hand, it's on their hand. So today I was at the swimming pool where I live, and this woman came up to me and she said, I met you 15 years ago and you told me I was going to marry an attorney. Guess what? I said, well, weren't you 24 when I met you? And she said, yeah. She has 3 kids now. So she says, yes. So I said, didn't I tell you that wasn't the right one for you? She said, yes, you did. And you were right. I did marry the attorney who I was working for. So see, I get it. So I said, okay, you have 3 children now. What happened to the one that you don't have? And she said, well, with the first guy, I had to have one aborted. The guy before she married, she never, you know. So anyway, that was, she had 4 children on her hand, and I saw where she had 4 pregnancies. Okay, so then people say, well, my soulmate have financial stability? That isn't exactly a very good question to ask right in the very beginning when you meet somebody. So how much do you make? You can't ask them that. You say, I hope you have a good job. I have a good job, and that's all you say. Okay. Then they say, are they going to have baggage? Meaning, do they have kids they have to spend time with? Do they have an ex bugging them? Do they have somebody who's trying to get them back together with their ex? That's called baggage. Will my soulmate have karmic issues to sort out? Sometimes you get somebody who's very needy and they just got divorced, and that isn't so good because you're the go-to person, and then you're going to get hurt because they're going to use you and then move on. So you have to know that. Will my soulmate and I have obstacles to face? Well, in this world we all have obstacles. Different times, different things happen. And if you have somebody to face with you, they say, give me half your worries and I'll give you half of mine. It's a lot better than doing it by yourself. So I've been divorced and a widow, and I didn't like either of those. And so when you're alone, you want a partner. Everybody wants what they want. So you have to go out and try and find it. How can I prepare to meet my soulmate? And this is the big one. If you haven't met him yet, and you know I just showed every one of you in here, either has the ski track or the mark that we're talking about, which was that thing I held up and showed you here, that thing. If everybody here has that, that means you're due and you're supposed to have a soulmate. So where is it? Well, it's out there somewhere. So if you've been doing different things and it isn't happening, do something else. You prepare yourself, you change, you reinvent yourself, you change your personality. Nothing wrong with that. Then you say, where will I meet my soulmate? I can't tell you where you'll meet him. I could just tell you that it's around. Somebody back there has a beet red hand. Come over here and show everybody your hand. Her little mark right there that I don't have that she has is as beet red as your shirt. I mean, it's wonderful. So show everybody up here. It's pinkish reddish. That means now. So if you haven't met anybody and you're not with anybody, it's coming soon. You see that?
Yeah.
See? And so I can't really see now without the magnifying glass on most of you, but boy, I saw it on hers. And it's dark back in there, and I saw it anyway because it's sticking up like a neon sign going, boo, boo. So that means she's going to reinvent herself and do something. She's getting her picture taken now. Okay. And then people say, well, where am I going to meet them? I can't tell you where you're going to meet them. I can give you a general idea of what you need to do. Then, do I already know who my soulmate is? I get this all the time. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But your instincts know if you're going to have a click in your head or not. You can't get dressed one night, go to a dance, and say, tonight's the night I'm going to meet him. It doesn't happen that way. But if you do, great. If you don't, you go to the next thing. You keep doing more things till you find him. Then another one is, where does he live? Well, how do I know where he lives? I can't tell you he lives in New York or Timbuktu or wherever. If you're miserable enough and you cry to yourself, I want a partner now, I want somebody in my life now, and you say it right here, you don't have to say it out loud, you just feel it and think it, they feel your gut. They feel it wherever they are, they're going to come right to you. I just get the chills every time I say that because it's true. They feel your pain, and you're having pain if you don't have somebody and you want it. And they have the same pain, so they find you. So, and then, are animals important to my soulmate? Let's say you have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and he's allergic, can't have animals. That's not going to be your soulmate. They have to say, I love animals, and I have 2 dogs too. If you got together with that person, now you're going to have 4 dogs and 2 cats, but you could do it. Or maybe they say, I don't have a pet, but I sure wish I did, and your pets become his pets. See that? And then the last one is, will they stay forever? And if you have a good, solid relationship, they stay forever. And a lot of people want to know, do they want a family? That's the young ones ask me. I want a baby now, and I'm 40 years old, and if I don't have it now, I'm never going to have it. Well, if you're desperate, you're not going to get it. You can't have that stink on you of desperation. You have to be satisfied with who you are and want more. And so the babies isn't part of it. And then somebody says, tell me the physical appearance. Does he have brown hair, black hair? Does he have any hair at all? How tall is he? What does he weigh? I can't see that. I see the person. I see the essence of a good person or not a good person. Or I see this is coming in and what you need is a like. And if I read your hand, I know what you're like, then I know what you need. And then, will I be moving away in the near future? What if he gets a job far away? Do I have to go with him? Well, you better darn well go with him if it's your soulmate. You don't say, my job's very important, I must stay. No, you go where he wants to go or where he got the big opportunity and you can get a different job or not work. Maybe he makes so much money where you're going you don't have to. And then the big one is, how will you react with each other? So you play off of each other. So if one person's full of jokes and one-liners and a lot of fun and the other person's all serious all the time, not going to work. You have to laugh at their jokes even if they're not funny because you have to be able to be the give and take that I was talking about. And so I'm going to tell you some dating love facts, and this you'll probably all agree with this. Men decide within 15 minutes of dating somebody if they want to go on a second date. Did you know that? 15 minutes. Takes a woman 60 minutes to decide if you want to go on a second date. I didn't know this either, I looked it up. Here's some love facts. 85% of women say their proposal was not romantic. The guy just says, you want to do it? That's not very romantic. Okay, 10% are by women. And the women say, do you want to get together? We might as well just make me an honest woman out of this. And so that's 10% do that. 50% of marriages happen through introductions of family members or friends. 50%. That's a lot of introductions. Okay, 50% of all breakups are done through email because men are chicken and they can't say it right to your face, so they can write it and get rid of you real quick. 40 million people are currently dating online, and there's a whole lot of horror stories about online dating, and I get them all because I see all kinds of people. So I had that same thing happen to me, and I met a guy, and when he came to the front door, this is when I was divorced, before I met the husband I'm with, I opened the door and I said, yes, and he says, I'm your date. I said, wait a minute, the guy that I was talking to didn't look like you. He said, yeah, I put my high school picture up. He was 55. I said, don't you have another picture? He said, no. Anyway, I looked really cute then, and I don't look so good now. So that was bad. But the horror story on that is, after he took me out to a movie and we had shrimp and a nice dinner, He said, I think I'll bed you now. And I said, pardon me? What did I just hear? And he said, well, I'm a cattle rancher, and that's what we say about our animals. We bed them down for the night. So I said, don't let the door hit you on the way out. And he didn't want to leave. So I opened the door and stood there and held the door open for him. And one of my neighbors, about 2-3 houses down, saw what was going on, and he came over to help me. And he said, are you having a problem? And I said, this gentleman thinks he's going to bed me. Would you please escort him out? He took him out to the car, and they had a few words, and he came back and he says, you ever have any other trouble? Let me know. He just happened to be out there when that happened. But that was a horror story from, I only did it one time. I never looked on the internet again after that because I didn't want to. But there are people that are real happy with each other who meet on the internet too. It just happens. So 53% of marriages last 15 years. And 6% stay together over 50 years. So I have 53 and 3. That doesn't count. But I'm going at 20 with this one, so I figured we'll make 35 or 50 because I'm happy. So I have a thing I want to tell you about love now, because we all want love and everybody gives love out, but we don't always get what we need. So true love is giving, sharing, and not limiting. And love's destiny is to last, not lapse. In love, the point of the rule is to be the icing on the cake for the other person. You are the cake. I thought that was funny. We must all discover our inner happiness. The relationship to self is the most important one. If you're proud of yourself and you have a good self-esteem, then that shows and the other person knows that. So the key in any relationship is to love yourself before you can give your love to someone else. And love is patient, kind, not jealous or haughty. It is never rude, selfish, or resentful. It is gladdened by goodness and believes the best about everyone. So love is eager to assist. It is always hopeful, cheerful, and filled with good fellowship. Love is the basis of all cultures. Through love, we can relate to creation. Through love, we relate to the universal force. The greater our love, the closer we are to God. Through God, we are linked to the infinite. Love is in the heart, and it does not discriminate. Love is beyond judgment. A person whose heart is full of love bestows love on everybody. So those who are evil will not accept love. And we were talking about black energy, and they can't accept love because they're negative. And those who accept love are good and return it many times over. Love grows as in the light that illuminates the soul and the world around us. So relationships are really a mirror of you, of yourself, and it grows through change. And change is what makes the world go around. We all know that. So if you've been here for a long time, you're stagnant. You need to change. So compromise is change. So if a guy says, I want to join a volleyball league, and you go, oh, I'm terrible at that, I don't want to go. And he said, please join with me. You say, okay, I'll come, but I'm not going to be very good. You're compromising, that's growth. You go, I want to take dancing lessons. He goes, oh, I have 2 left feet, I can't. Okay, for you, I'll go to the Y and we'll do it. So he comes over here. Now you're going forward, you're not stagnant, you see? So that's a good thing, and it doesn't always happen. Some men go, bet me, I wouldn't go dancing. Then you have to think of something else, but you should have something that you have in common that you do together to grow, because change is better than stagnant. So relationships, the greatest obstacle we face in any relationship is fear, and I think you all know that love and fear are the opposite of each other, but they're the same. So if you have love in your heart, you don't have fear anymore. If you have fear that you're never going to get love, you aren't going to get it. So you have to get rid of that so this can come in. So we must balance the nurturing of self with giving ourselves to another. But in love, you have to discover your destiny. And your destiny, everybody here is supposed to have somebody. I'm a romantic, I believe that anyway. And I have put so many people together that still let me, now I'm getting baby invitations, baby announcements. And I'm not sending baby presents. I do send a little check. If I put a couple together, they get a $10 or $15 check because I was involved in it. I can't go to all those weddings. So now I'm getting graduation parties and all kinds of stuff from people that I put together because I've been doing this for 20 years. So I think that's fun. So you have to love yourself before you can love somebody else. And that's the most important thing I have to tell you. to get past your self-limiting beliefs. You have to get past your own critical self. And we all criticize ourselves mentally. You go, oh, my hair looks like crap today, I don't like it. Then the next day you love your hair. That's the same thing with a person. You love them one day and the next day you don't like them. So there's days I want to just throttle my husband and shake him and go, oh! And the next day I love every hair on his head, but that's normal. So what you have in a relationship is this. And if it's like this, it's no good. And if it's like this, it's no good. But it should be a little of this. It can't be perfect all the time. So never stop wishing or desiring who you want in your life. Be true to yourself, and if you manifest what you want in a relationship, what you need, and you ask for it, and who you ask is your guardian angels. So I'm going to show you all how to do that. So if you ask your angels, be careful what you ask for. So everybody has guardian angels. When somebody close to you died, they get buried in the ground, and their spirit hangs out with you. So if everybody would do this, do it right in front of your face, just go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. If your angels are around you, they're about this tall, and they're going to say, yes, what is it you need? And you whisper to yourself, I want a soulmate now, or show me where to go. You better have a pencil and paper everywhere that you are, the bathroom, the kitchen, next to your bed, on the car seat, not in your purse, because when you hear where to go, you better jot it down. So sometimes I told you 5 places, didn't I? Said you have to do 5 things, and I remember what I said. So you have 5 things she has to do, and then the person will come, she'll bump into them. So you bump into a lot of different energies, but when it's the right one, it's juicy. That's the only word I can say. It's wonderful, and it makes your heart sing, and you just go, hi, honey, sweetie. You're just humming and singing all the time. You're happy. Do you remember when you were 16 and you had a crush on somebody and they liked you back and you walked through the house, your feet don't touch the carpet? That's what you're all supposed to have. And I'm guaranteeing you can get it if you do this and ask for it. But ask for a good, wholesome, true blue, wonderful person that you're going to manifest in your heart. So I'm done, and I hope you all like that. And thank you for coming. Okay.